this story about the flooding in Europe is a huge story. We've been covering it for weeks here at CNN World Weather. It affected dozens of countries across Central Europe, thousands of square kilometers. We were talking about these rivers that flooded slowly, rising slowly, and then falling very slowly as well. So it took literally weeks, and our iReporter sent us great images of all the different things. I want to start you off with this one right over here. This one came from Emily, and what I liked about it is Emily brought to our attention the fact that Vienna was actually doing pretty well. It was protected from the flooding. It was mostly the businesses right on the river, the ones that were not doing too well. And then we got another picture, and this one is from Felipe. He sent us this one of the boats on the Danube River. And he said the river traffic was the thing that was most affected, and it surprised him how these huge boats had to fight so hard against the currents. It's that kind of detail that makes iReporters and iReports so special, and why we like them so much here at CNN World Weather. Our next one right over here is going to be from Vienna. This is actually from Prague, excuse me. And these pictures are so detailed and so good. I like it because we were able to see what was actually happening with the businesses and how they were being affected by the flooding. Historic city, historic flooding, and again, our iReporters bringing us that kind of detail that you really can't get from anyone else unless someone who is there and who is being affected by the floods one way or another, whether it's the place they live or where they're visiting, how it affected them in their travels, and the kind of things that they're seeing. Let's head to the Elbe River, and this is from Germany. A really amazing picture here. What I liked about this picture in particular was the detail that we got from the iReporter talking about the medieval city, the medieval bridge, and how these areas have been affected by flooding other times, but this time the river was higher than they had ever seen it before, and even these bridges that are hundreds and hundreds of years old, how they're able to withstand the power of the river, you know, century after century after century, which I thought was pretty impressive. And here's another picture from Germany. I'm going to go ahead and put it up here. This one, I really like this picture from Dresden because not only does it tell the story of the river rising slowly, but also the hundreds and hundreds of volunteers that had been helping out and been there day in and day out. It wasn't just, of course, the firefighters and the police officers and the government workers, but regular people that gave their time, had their effort to go out there and not only fill sandbags, but lay them down and try to protect, you know, their city from the rising floodwaters.